Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today I'm going to share with you a project that fellow demonstrator Tandra Boyer shared with us. It's so gorgeous. I just love her. It uses the Beautiful You stamp set that's in the 2017 Occasions catalog, as well as the new watercolor pencils from Stampin' Up. Let's get started making this just absolutely gorgeous card. What we need to get started is, of course, the Beautiful You stamp set, watercolor pencils, and there's different ways of watercoloring, and I'm choosing to use the archival Stampin' Pad in basic black. Also, we're going to need a cardstock. The sample here is Bermuda Bay, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored and folded in half for the card base. Layering elements of basic black cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then watercolor paper cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Our project today uses a technique called masking technique. And if you look here, you'll see that on this lady's image that the bottom part of her dress is not stamped. And we do that by masking part of the image before we add ink to it. So here's our lady mounted on a clear block. And I'm going to take just some regular, Scotch tape, office tape, and I'm going to mask off the part of the image that I do not want the ink to get on. And so just because of the angle of this, I might need 2 pieces just to make sure I've got full coverage. Okay, so now I've got her bottom part taped off. Now we'll get our ink. And again, I'm using the archival basic black. And I'm going to ink up the image. And so when we look at it, I've got it all done, but then the ink's been on the tape. Now here's where I always mess up the first time I haven't done this technique for a while. Make sure after you ink up, before you stamp, you take off the tape. And so now, again, we've masked off where we do not want the ink. In the cards that I made, I use shimmery white cardstock, and today we're going to actually use watercolor paper. And so I want to stamp her image towards the top of the paper so that we can have a nice long gown. And again, we've masked off the bottom part of her image. Before we color her skirt, what I want to point out is that on the watercolor pencils, a lot of the colors in here are in the Brights collection. And so if you want to duplicate this card, you can just get the Brights collection cardstock pack and duplicate these colors very easily. Now we just make her skirt by taking the watercolor pencil of our choice, and in here I'm using Bermuda Bay, and we just make some squiggle marks. And so the more squiggles that you have here, the more ruffles her skirt will have. And on mine, I really spread that out quite a bit. I really liked her to have that nice full one. And if you want, you don't have to go quite out as full as what I did. But I kind of like her when she's got an extra full skirt. And again, the more squiggles that you do, the more ruffles it will appear that she has. And then I'm taking an aqua painter today, and we're just going to start to blend those colors. Such a brilliant idea. Thank you, Tanya. I just can't get over thanking you enough for coming up with this idea. Look how easy this is. I tell you, if you are looking to make a wow card without very many products, I think this is an excellent product or project. And it just is almost, you can't go wrong with it. So you just kind of hit the pencil mark there, the watercolor pencil, to kind of blend and bleed it together. So cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Alrighty, and so what we want to do next is I'm going to make like a little sash here at her waist. And, we'll add a little color to the top part of it. So it really doesn't take much to pick up color. As you can see here, I just put a little bit on some of the highlights and it really blends the rest of the way. Kind of get her hat. And we're done. Oh my gosh, how adorable is she? I love her. I love her. And I'm going to take my clear Wink of Stella and, you know, hopefully this kind of picks up on camera, but can you see the sparkly goodness? A little bit of sparkle. And also the Wink of Stella will also kind of blend it a little bit too. So I'm just going to add some shimmer and shine to her ruffles on her skirt. Something to pick up a little bit of the light. Maybe highlight her hat too. Pretty, 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 pretty. The stamp set has some really great sentiments that you could create a layering piece on the front of the card, but quite honestly, you guys, I just can't bring myself to cover them up. She's just so elegant on her own. And so to finish the card, I'm going to take some multi-purpose glue. Hopefully, you might want to let that dry just a little bit, but I'll keep going here. And so I'm holding it up. Normally I wouldn't be a weirdo and hold it up like that. But I don't want to smear her. She's too pretty. And then we'll layer our watercolor paper onto the basic black layering piece. And then we'll add her to the card base. And again, let her dry just a little bit. And then you wouldn't have to hold it up in the air. But I just want to show you how pretty and how fast this goes together. Oh, so gorgeous. And so what a beautiful set of cards that you could give somebody to use. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.